grandest performance, her greatest triumph. She had considered every detail. Her clothes set the tone. She appeared to be dressed entirely in black, apart from a white linen veil. Lace-edged and as delicate as gauze, it flowed down from her hair over her shoulders to her feet in the French style. Fastened to the top of the veil was a small white cambric cap. It just touched the tip of her forehead and was also edged with lace, leaving room for her curls to creep out at the sides. Her gown of thick black satin reached almost to the ground, where it was attached to her train. Trimmed with gold embroidery and sable, it was peppered with acorn buttons of jet trimmed with pearl. A closer look revealed an outer bodice of crimson velvet and an underskirt of embroidered black satin, both visible where the gown was fashionably cut away. To bedeck it, Mary wore long, richly embroidered slashed sleeves in the Italian style, under which could be seen uncut inner sleeves of purple velvet. Her shoes were of the finest Spanish suede. Later it would be observed that she wore sky-blue stockings embroidered with silver thread and held up by green silk garters, these on top of soft white stockings that she used to protect her skin from chafing. She carried a crucifix of ivory in one hand and a Latin prayer book in the other. A string of rosary beads with a golden cross hung from a girdle at her waist. Around her neck lay a silver or gold chain on which hung a pendant, a medallion bearing the image of Christ as the Lamb of God. Led by Andrews and followed by the two earls, Mary walked along the corridor and into a larger room, where her household was waiting to greet her and bid her farewell. An eyewitness, perhaps the Earl of Kent himself, wrote that she exhorted her servants to fear God and live in obedience. She kissed her women servants and gave her hand to her men servants to kiss. She asked them not to grieve for her, but to rejoice and pray for her. One of them afterwards reported that she showed no fear and even smiled. Mary then descended the stairs towards the great hall on the ground floor. Her legs were so swollen and inflamed by rheumatism, she leaned for support on the arms of two soldiers. When the procession reached the anteroom to the hall, they encountered Andrew Melville, her steward, who knelt, and, fighting back the tears, cried out, "Madam, it will be the sorrowfullest message that I ever carried, when I shall report that my queen and dear mistress is dead." Mary answered, also weeping, "You ought to rejoice rather than weep, for that the end of Mary Stuart's troubles is now come. Carry this message," she continued, "and tell my friends that I die a true woman to my religion, and like a true Scottish woman and a true French woman." As Mary recovered her composure, her mood abruptly changed. She glanced back up the stairs and exclaimed that she was evil attended. She demanded, for womanhood's sake, that she might have her own servants to escort her. She harangued the earls, who became fearful that she would cause an even bigger scene and have to be dragged violently into the great hall. Shrewsbury feebly claimed that he and Kent were simply following their orders. Hearing this, Mary bridled. "Far meaner persons than myself have not been denied so small a favour." "Madam," replied Kent, "it cannot well be granted. For that it is feared lest some of them would with speeches both trouble and grieve your grace and disquiet the company, or seek to wipe their napkins in some of your blood, which were not convenient." "My lord," said Mary, "I will give my word and promise for them that they shall not do any such thing." She could not stop herself, adding, "You know that I am cousin to your queen, and descended from the blood of Henry VII, a married Queen of France and the anointed Queen of Scotland." The earls huddled together, whispering inaudibly, then gave in to Mary, who was used to getting her own way. Her two favourite gentlewomen, Jane Kennedy and Elizabeth Curll, and 4 of her gentlemen, including Melville, were allowed to join the procession. "Allons donc," said Mary, smiling again. "Now let us go." She spoke in French because this and